You know those neighborhood rules that seem harmless at first? Like, skip the HOA president's rally, and suddenly you're the enemy of the state. My wife Sarah didn't make it, had a deadline crunch, and I figured, no big deal, right? But that one skipped Thursday evening pep talk snowballed into a nightmare that still gives me chills. Ever dealt with an HOA tyrant or a neighbor who acts like they're the boss of the universe? Man, I've been there. Anyway, buckle up, this tale twists hard. Sarah and I didn't just stumble into this cozy riverside suburb. Or so I thought. She landed this killer gig in remote corporate law advising, and we snagged this dream home that felt suspiciously perfect. Hindsight's brutal. I should have questioned why she zeroed in on this exact place, not the one across the block with the killer sunset views. Trust me, it's ideal for my setup, she'd say, highlighting the secluded study for her confidential calls. I chalked it up to lawyer paranoia about client secrets. Boy, was I off base. The move hit like a whirlwind. 1 week, we're crammed in our urban loft. The next, I'm relocating my antique typewriter restoration business to what looked like a serene postcard town. Riverside views, winding paths, the works. I worried if these suburbanites even owned Underwoods, let alone needed fixes. Remote's the way forward, Sarah insisted when I fretted over my city clients. You can tinker with typewriters anywhere, and I'll handle cases from home. It added up then, though I never probed how a freelance advisor swung such a pricey pad. Sometimes, you just roll with the good vibes, you know? Post-move, Sarah picked up odd quirks that nagged at me. She'd snap pics of every HOA bulletin and town memo like archiving crime scenes. Just staying looped in on local regs, she'd brush off. Then came her sudden obsession with town hall streams, jotting notes on fiscal glitches in waste management bids. Back in the city, she'd flip channels at politics. Now, she dissected budgets like puzzles. Getting the lay of the land, she'd smile. Fair enough, but it felt off. Neighbors ate her up. Sarah had this knack for drawing folks out with questions that kept them chatting about town reps, public works, contract awards. Stuff that'd bore most to tears, but she'd weave it into chit-chat. Oh, your road got repaved? Who won the bid? Or, that bridge fix seemed pricey, what was the tab? I figured she was playing nice. Turns out, she was on the clock. Should have clued in when she grilled on bidding protocols at block parties. Who drops vendor vetting over burgers? But Sarah made it flow naturally, like pure curiosity about civic ops. What should have screamed alarm was her laser focus on certain intel. When Mrs. Thompson griped about a sky-high sidewalk repair bill, most folks griped back on taxes. Sarah? She'd zone in, filing it away. 200 grand for that patch? Steep. Recall the contractor. Then she'd pivot to other projects, always probing costs and firms. Retrospect, not small talk, interrogations. Enter Evelyn Hart, fresh HOA prez with dictator vibes from jump. Power blazer at a picnic? Red flag. But Sarah lit up professionally. After Evelyn's marathon on 24 infractions at our first meeting, I was plotting escape. Sarah? Scribbling furiously. She's deep in local governance, Sarah noted later, her tone laced with anticipation, like spotting a mark. I missed it then. Evelyn's mayoral bid dropped 4 months in shock from the lawn measuring queen. I quipped, bet that blindsided folks. Sarah, nah, plenty saw it brewing. Her voice carried weight, but she dove back into notes on Evelyn's fiscal vision. Later, I spotted her HOA City Ties folder. Shrugged it off. That evening, I overheard Sarah on a work call. Marks advancing as predicted. Pace quickening, prep, phase 2. She switched seamless when she saw me. Client timeline shuffle. Corporate drama, you know. But mark and phase. Not standard legalese. High-stakes deals, maybe? Doubts crept in. Evelyn's campaign turned mandatory memos demanding civic unity at her rallies. Laughable, till it wasn't. We missed her meet your next leader bash. Sarah's emergency call ran hours. Go solo, she urged, mouthing note budget talks and deals. Weird priority, but I bailed too. Cozy night and seemed better. Dawn brought a typed fury taped to our door. Civic dereliction screed. Signed Evelyn Hart, HOA Prez and Mayoral Hopeful. I chuckled, then chilled. Showed Sarah. She photographed it. Proof, if we sue for hassle. Seemed overkill. Evelyn amped up, phoning neighbors on our loyalty, hinting at troubling patterns. Mrs. Thompson spilled. She quizzed if you two honor authority. I said you keep tidy, but she's fuming over the skip. By week's end, we were disruptive forces per Evelyn. Saturday a.m., authoritative rap at door. 2 cops. Panic surged. What infraction? Complaint on harmony disruption. One said, scanning like for contraband. I froze in PJs. Sarah went Arctic Pro. Officers, cite the statute breached. Complaint docs? Legal grounds. They wilted. Just neighbor beef on unrest. Sarah, familiar with false report penalties? We're exercising rights against forced politics. They traded looks, muttered, routine check, and bolted. Post cops, Sarah paced, phoning cryptic. Issue spike target summoned locals. Deflected with law know-how. To me, client woes. But her vigilance screamed bigger stakes. Nighttime, post-bedtime eavesdrop, covers fraying from these antics. Advance or pull out? Pull out. Spy flick vibes. Ceiling stare ensued. Dramatic lawyer or else. Weeks blurred. Evelyn smeared us as threats. Nitpicking violations been offset by inches. Hose coil imperfect. Welcome mat oversized. I caught her taping our stoop like CSI. Sarah? Thrilled almost, snapping pics. Revealing her stripes. Sarah's digging exploded. Tables strewn with Evelyn's career docs. Town ledgers back years. Webs linking officials. Spreadsheets traced bids versus overruns, recurrent vendors, phantom fees. Public access, she claimed on sourcing. But this screamed pro sleuthing, not civil suit prep. Scope floored me. Chains across towns, money trails via dummies. This is FBI level, I half joked. Her beat too long pause before TV crime binge payoff, unnerved. She briefed like ops. Target inflates deals, schemes via shells. Pattern spans cities. Campaigns power grab. You sound like a Fed. Another pause. Lawyer habit. But target ops? Calls grew spyish. Asset questions timeline. Greenlight subs? Surveillance flags extras. Kitchen midnight. Video chat glimpse of emblem, badge wearer. Sarah slammed shut. Late client. Bull. Doubts peaked. I demanded truth. She weighed. Then, full in, no out. Badge out. Sarah Kensington, assistant. U.S. Attorney, DOJ. Jaw drop. Undercover probe on graft ring. Evelyn's key players siphoning Fed funds. We relocated for the sting. I was unwitting cover a mundane hubby. Calls. Team huddles. Pics. Fraud proof. Why now? Cops tipped her paranoia. Makes her slip, but risky. Can't shield blind. Scheme. Padded bids. Ghosts. Kickbacks $47M drained from schools. Infra. Evelyn's bid. Fed cash jackpot. Us real. Hurt flashed. Fell for you mid potluck. Lying killed me. Networks tied to thugs. Danger real. You're in now. From ribbon swaps to asset in Fed probe. Investigation predated us by 18 months. Our life her facade. You real? Volunteered for you normalcy blend. Deceit to you? Torture. Evelyn tested with cops. My pro-deflection may be exposed. Timeline crunched. Act normal, Sarah coached. Vague on her gig. Crooks dodge probes. Evelyn weaponized our absence. Some shirk dutia's mayor. I'll enforce contribution. Code for graph coercion. I aided subtly. Client chats yielded gripes triple cost signs. Absurd meter audits. Bakery lost gigs to gougers. Hardware dude on specialized door fixes. Not waste theft. Evidence mounted. Phantoms sucking funds. Overruns to fees. Webs across burbs. Control via threats query bids. Face audits. Evelyn probed. Sarah's field. Corp advisory. She knows Muni deep. Sarah. Old firm did gov deals picked up procurement. Evelyn stiffened. Fled. She's on to us, Sarah whispered. Endgame near. Sarah packed heat-fed perk. Locks double-checked. Routes varied. Danger. Thieves fight dirty when cornered. Normalcy masked tension. Dinners, flicks, but undercurrent brewed. Evelyn's final HOA pre-win bash bowls plus 15. Room reeked casserole, banners. Sarah's bag heavy. Later, recorder cuffs. Evelyn preached vision, jabbing at non-cooperators, touting efficient real lock via trusted firms. Her slip, named Shell's Heart Civic, Brook Builders, Peak Admin. Sarah, vendor evals. Evelyn squirmed. Experience, Bids. Ties duration. Evelyn, how'd you know those? Sarah rose, badge flashed. Time froze. Cup clattered. Sarah Kensington, assistant. U.S. Attorney. Evelyn Hart, arrested for Fed fraud conspiracy. Silence shattered. FBI trio entered. Evelyn, entrapment. Spies. Sarah, moved to nail your theft. Campaign sealed it. Room, you're fed. Just me. Alex fixes typewriters. Evelyn cuffed, raging. Rights violation. Chaos. Media swarm. Headlines Fed bust guts graft. Scope. Decade. $47 million. Reforms. Evelyn. 12 years. Pal similar. Funds clawed. Bids tightened. Neighbors mixed. Thanks. Paranoia. Gnome files. Sarah's promo. Task force head. Miss undercover. Clear foes, but no more lying to you. Life normalized. Bland prez. Open calls. But depth. Trust forged in fire. Evelyn's hubris? Her downfall. Each bully move built her case. What if your partner's hiding a life or death secret? Would you forgive the lies if it exposed massive corruption? Or is deception always a deal breaker, no matter the greater good? Ever suspect your HOA's dipping into something shady? Drop your takes below, smash like if this gripped you, and subscribe for more real-life thrillers that'll keep you question everything.